Good morning, folks. This is Tim Ealer. How you doing this morning? Today is Saturday, the 29th of November, 2025. We have a pretty impactful snowstorm going on right now, and rainstorm actually, um, spanning all the way from, stretching all the way from the deep south all the way up into Canada here. Excuse me, with heavy snow ongoing in St. Louis right now. Springfield, a little lighter in Illinois, parts of Illinois towards Chicago. Um, I'm going to pull up this real quick and look at this webcam. You see all the snow here, guys. Um, move that down a little bit. You see the snow here. It's crazy. Just wanted to show you that. That's from the Radar Mega app, right? Based on the radar, you would think it's raining, right? But it's right on the rain snow line, likely where the heaviest snow is occurring right now. St. Louis area this morning. Up in the northeast, we had some lake effect snow bands still hanging around with not that heavy snow, but this is right on its heels, this snowstorm here and rainstorm to the south of the warm front. Looks like a stationary front, really. So you have overrunning precip here, which is where the heaviest snow is, and on the back side of it as well. Lincoln, Nebraska, Omaha, Grand Island, um, and into the northwest, some light snow into Aberdeen, Pierre, South Dakota, Rapid City. Very expansive system this morning. So, yeah. So, what are the current hazards right now? Here's your current hazards. You see a winter storm warning for a large area here as that system moves through. Winter um, weather advisory for the Appalachians, likely due to a potential icing event as part of the system moves to the west of it. Wind advisories to the south into Oklahoma, south of where the snow is, right? Freeze watch down here in south West Texas, and freeze warning again into the northern Florida, southern Georgia here, and also a dense fog advisory here. Just a little one little area, interesting kind of polygon there. Current temps, you see where the coldest temps are. Quite warm down here in the Texas, and that could lead to some the warmer temperatures down here, excuse me, could lead to some severe weather today. We'll go over that as well. You see how cold it is up here to the north. Um, even close to freezing down here in the southeast this morning. And so a lot colder than it's been in past couple of days. Been a lot colder than in the past. And we're going to have these intrusions of cold air. And it's wintertime, right? So we kind of expect that. But you see these temps in the negative teens up here into Canada, and we'll see how that's going to progress as well in the coming days. Change in 24-hour temp. It's warmed up actually for a good portion of the central and northern U.S. Eastern U.S. is a little bit colder than it was yesterday, but much colder here in the Intermountain West, north of Colorado, into Wyoming, right, all the way up into Canada there. current wind gusts 30, 40, 50 miles an hour here, right off of the front range of the Rockies. Quite windy all the way down to the Texas coast, all the way up into the upper Midwest, and right off the in the Northeast as well. Quite windy this morning. These are pretty high winds for this time of day, uh, given there's no. Usually you got decoupling between the upper level winds and lower level winds, and it can't be brought to the surface. But this system appears to be very dynamic, so the winds are just howling right now, right over the front range here. It's 30, 40, maybe 50 miles an hour here. Snowfall the past 72 hours. You can see where the heaviest snowfall has been in the past 24 hours. We can see this at 7 p.m. yesterday, so it doesn't really encompass the most recent event too much, but you can see where it got started here. Of course, the highest totals were downwind of the Great Lakes as that system moved through yesterday. That's why you see the highest totals there. Snowfall forecast through tomorrow morning, upwards of 8 to 12 inches into Iowa, Illinois, Indiana. And as you move further in time here, the totals move further to the east. And you can see where the highest totals are here. Move up into Canada. You have another system dropping down to the south here. And maybe some more snow in the Central Plains and in the Midwest here, approaching the Ohio Valley. When that system moves through, you can see where the highest totals might be, right? Now, if we look at ice forecast, this is where we're going to have this is going to be very hard to forecast, but you can see why we have the winter weather advisory here in the West Virginia mountains, or the winter storm watch. I can't remember if it's winter storm watch or winter weather advisory. Either way, you see where the most icing is expected through tomorrow. Moves further to the east, you kind of lose that right there. And then as you move through time, you see some in West Virginia in the Appalachian Mountains into Arkansas. Could be an impactful ice event here. Into West Virginia again. So that's that system that's forecast to move generally up this way, but the low is forecast to be generally in this area. Quite a bit of uncertainty at this point, but you get the idea here. Here are the latest key messages as of 3 a.m. Central for the post-Thanksgiving winter storm. Peaking today and tonight impacts. Peaking tonight through the Midwest and the Western Great Lakes. Snow will be heavy at times through tonight before tapering slowly from west to east Sunday morning. Significant accumulations of 6 to 12 inches are forecast in the Midwest into the Western Great Lakes. And then locally, 1 foot of snow is expected in the portions of Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Michigan. You can see where the most impacts are here. Generally in the red shading here and along the Lake Michigan. So very impactful system, right? And the combination of the heavy snow rates and gusty winds create dangerous travel, limited visibility, and snow-covered roadways. So if you got to travel, be very careful today through this area. There's another winter storm that I'll go over the potential model guidance with, potentially impacting the eastern U.S. Tuesday and Wednesday. And there's an increasing confidence a low pressure will develop along the Gulf Coast and track the mid-Atlantic into the northeast on Tuesday before exiting Canada on Wednesday. There's going to be a widespread impact, but there's a threat for heavy snow from the Ohio Valley through the interior mid-Atlantic and possibly the northeast. And impactful icing is also possible for portions of the southern and central Appalachians. So there's still some uncertainty here. I'll go over why in a minute, but this is definitely, you can see here in the blues and maybe light blues here where the highest confidence is of 2 to 3 inches of snow are, and then icing potential is the highest in the Appalachians, and we just went over that. So here's the latest surface analysis for the system ongoing right now. Low pressure at the surface, overrunning moisture here, heavy rain, sleet, snow to the north. The system, excuse me, moves to the northeast, basically to the east, then to the northeast, impacting a good portion of the Great Lakes. And that's where this model run ends. And we go into the NAM. We're at 18 hours. All right. See if I have a more recent run here. Yeah. Saturday evening. It's depicting a little bit broader swath of snow here. Not as much freezing rain, but you get the idea, right? Not extremely strong system, but still providing a wide area of snow here. Rainfall all the way up and leading into the Appalachians here. We go through time. The system moves to the north. You see the icing possible here in the Appalachians with cold air trapped here. All right. Precipitation is kind of strung out right here. All right. Move through time with this. This is Sunday. Rainfall on the East Coast. Some rain left over here into Texas as this other system starts to get going here, right? See, the NAM won't develop a low pressure, but you have more snow developing here in the Midwest here, right? And this is 1 p.m. on Monday. So you see the beginnings of the moisture pull here towards the end of this run, okay? Now, if we go to the GFS, which isn't the most reliable model out there, but for comparison's sake, all right, go to 60 hours, roughly, okay? This is what it wants to do with it. Go back in time here. You see the delineating line here of snow and rain is very, it's so close to the coastline here, and a couple degrees difference in temperature will determine the, and where the track of the low is, right, will determine the precip type. Potentially on the onset, you could have some heavy snow here to start, likely change into rain. Well, probably anyway, according to this model. So we switch to the European model. At this point, it has it further south, right? This point in time with its run, and it moves it out to sea quicker, right? So likely the rain snow line is a little further south here. Okay. We look at the, let's just look at the Canadian. Canadian, it's a little bit different, even further south, and all snow up here. So still a lot of uncertainty, guys. I mean, the problem is, you know, the rain snow line, and not a lot of cold air um, initially here. So it's got to bring cold air in here, and right along this boundary here, like I said, just that you can see the difference in track makes a big difference on where the rain snow line is. So he moves out to sea. Right, and let's go back to the Euro, past that system, right? Wednesday, you see the Euro really wants to bomb this system out right off the coast here. So not a really bomb cyclone until it gets off the coast. Maybe some heavy snow right along the coast here. We'll just have to see how that plays out. Going further in time, you have a northern stream system moving through the flow here into the northeast. You have cold air diving down to the east here, and a low potentially developing along the Appalachians, right? And then another cold front pushing through. Maybe another low pressure at the surface here. Holy crap. Excuse my language here. This is a interesting scenario if it plays out. Very far south system. Potential icing event for parts of North Georgia. Wow. Okay. So this is the 9th, which is, 10 days from now. Not a lot of certainty in this, so let's just compare it to the GFS, see what it does. There's nothing there. Interesting. Huge difference in the models there. So how about the Canadian? It doesn't even go that far out. How about the European EuroAI model? I don't think it even has this. Let's do just precip. Well, winter weather. We can look at snowfall, maybe get an idea of what this model's thinking. Interesting. Yeah, it looks like to me the Euro run is kind of a fantasy run here. You can see what it's depicting here. Potentially impactful event, but this is just one run, guys. So let's go back a couple runs and see. Go back to the 6Z. The 6Z doesn't even go that far out. So let's go to the 12Z. The 12Z didn't definitely had something there, but not far as far south. So it really depends where the cold air sets up in the coming days. Yeah, whether or not something happens there, but just have to keep an eye on it and watch trends and see what happens. As far as heavy precip in the next 8 to 14 days, you have a slight risk of heavy precipitation right along the California coast. Snowfall, slight risk the 6th to the 8th the northern Rocky Mountains, to the northeast and mid-Atlantic. No wind risk. Risk of hazardous temperatures up here in the northeast, in the upper Midwest, the 6th to the 7th. And these are days 6 through 10, 6 through 10, excuse me, temperature outlook. I'm sorry for clearing my throat, guys. Just a lot of congestion here. Below normal temps likely up here in the northeast, and near normal down to the south. As you can see where the coldest temps are going to be in out west, warming up quite a bit. Cooling off in Alaska as well. Precip chances above normal for a good portion of the nation, with near normal chances here in the central U.S. and the northeast, and out west below normal to near normal chances of precip December 4th through the 8th. 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, still trending below normal here for the eastern third of the U.S. and the northeast, near normal in the southeast, the below normal parts of the southeast anyway. Precip for the central U.S., Ohio Valley, maybe below normal precip chances, with above normal precip for the rest of the nation or near normal. Week 3 to 4 temperature outlook, still trending below normal in the northeast into the upper Midwest. Equal chances or near normal chances of or near normal temperatures in the central U.S. Equal chances of above or below in the white area, and trending above normal for the southeast, deep south, and into the western U.S. Precip, above normal precip chances in the northeast into the Ohio Valley, below normal for Florida, the parts of the southeast and Texas, and above normal into the northwest. As far as excessive rainfall in the short term, you see into southeast Texas, small area here today, and that means potential for flooding in this area today, although small, marginal risk, not overly concerned, but still be mindful. For tomorrow, there's no threat highlighted here, less than 5%. And a broad swath here going into Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, parts of Texas, slight risk on Monday. So we could use the rain down here. And moving into the northeast, mid-Atlantic on Tuesday and Wednesday, less than 5% in all areas. Severe weather, tornado outlook here into southeast Texas, extreme southwestern Louisiana. All right. Larger hail outlook, hail risk here. And the wind risk as well. They didn't have a wind risk colored yesterday, so all marginal risk 2% today. That's all I got for today, guys. Hope you all have a good day today. And thanks for watching, and God bless.